Good evening, all. Is my voice is audible for all? So if you joined with the link, just tell me in chat box like you are in. Okay, so we will get start our. If you just joined with the live class, just tell me that you are in the live class like that. Okay, so I will just we just start our class within 1 or 2 seconds. Okay. So what we're going to discuss and what is the workshop is all about is it's going to be a 4 days, 1 hour workshops. Okay. So for basics of JavaScript. Okay. So here we will discuss about the basic concept about JavaScript. So those who don't know nothing about JavaScript and right now you are joining into the journey of web development and you want to explore yourself as a web developer and you want to know about the syntax and the basics concepts, DOM manipulations about web development, you can join this class and this will be apt for you. Okay, so that's all about this 4 days of workshop. It's like a Kickstarter workshop for those who all are freshers and the newcomers here. You can just use this workshops as much as possible. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so just tell your name or anything in the chat box if you're in, and if everything is fine, you can able to see me and you can able to hear me, everything is fine means just tell it in the chat box. I can able to see you, I can see your comments and I can reply to you in the chat box. Okay, so I will tell about this agenda and how this 4 days of workshop is going to be happen. So the 4 days is going to be today, tomorrow, and Wednesday there is no class, and Thursday and Friday we're going to have a class. Okay, so this 4 days is going to be the basics and beginner level, beginner to advanced level JavaScript workshop, which means like you will know about all the fundamentals. You will came to know about all the fundamentals and yeah, thank you. So, and also you will came to know about all the DOM manipulations and most of the important things and everything that you will came to know. And whatever the doubts that you are having with the JavaScript regarding the basic fundamental concept, you can ask me. And if you are already familiar with basics, but you want to learn about something advanced and advanced fundamental, then there is already a classes taken for in 4 days. The previous week is taken. You can watch that also. That is also freely available in the YouTube. That is also a live class. You can ask it. And also, meanwhile, if you like to ask anything in the comment section, you can ask it. So that's also fine. The first thing. And second thing is about the agenda is each and every day we will provide you an attendance link. Okay. So you just want to fill the attendance link. If you fill the attendance link, you will get the participation certificate that you have successfully completed all the 4 days. If you just filled it means then you will get a participation certificate that if you have completed 4 days of live classes and you filled all the 4 days means you will get the certificate. Okay, so you will get the certificate through your mail and you will get notified once the certification is released through LinkedIn also. Okay, so that is the second one. Great. Okay, and final thing is about, and the attendance link will be released at any time during the meeting and it will be there, and 1 hour it's going to be 8:30 to 9:30, 4 days workshop this is going to be. Okay, so what are the topics that we're going to cover here? So the topics we're going to cover is basic syntax to understand what is JavaScript and how it is working. The basic syntax we're going to see about, and basics concept that's common in all the programming language, we're going to discuss that. And also we're going to see about DOM manipulation, and if possible, if we have enough time, if we cover all the basic concept, then we will move on to the concepts like projects also. Okay, so or else you will get the project class for different workshops. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the place where I can see able to see your messages and all. So if you have any doubts and messages that you want to ask, you can ask with me, so no problem here. And whatever, and I will come to the screen to see you whatever the message that you are giving. Okay, meanwhile. Okay, so now let us, what I can do for this workshop, I just going to create a separate folder. Okay, so in this folder we're going to work with it. Okay, so I just want to ask you a question, like how many of you already know about JavaScript? Like know what means you know the basic syntax and you have done some couple of projects like that. So how many of you already little bit know about basics, or how many of you well known about JavaScript? Like, so if you already know about JavaScript, just type basics like that. If you are completely fresher and completely new here, just type new in the chat box. Okay, it will be understand like what type of people is most watching this live class. Okay, so just type it in the chat box. Hi sir, hi, basics. Okay, good. Okay, just tell it in the chat box. And okay, I think if you know about basics, no sir, new sir. Okay, so those who all are new, I just want to ask you another questions. Do you know about what is HTML and CSS? If you know about HTML and CSS, just tell yes. If you don't know about, you haven't worked with HTML and CSS also, then tell me no, okay, in the chat box. This is the second question, and that is the last question. I don't going to ask anything other than that. Okay, so if you know about HTML and CSS, just tell yes. If you don't know, then tell no. New peoples, okay, or all the people, just tell it. Okay. So meanwhile, I just going to open this folder inside my VS Code. Okay, and yeah, as I know, thank you. Good evening, sir. Hi, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I know, I know. Like most of the repeated students. Okay, good. So most of you know about that, right? Then that is no problem. Only basics. So that is fine. If you understand basics, that is fine. Okay, I will tell about. We're going to see the introduction part also. What is JavaScript for understanding the basics? Okay. So what I'm going to create? Well, I just going to create two files. One is going to be index.html. Okay, and another one is going to be style.css. Okay, so this is a very beginner class, so we will see that from scratch itself. Okay, so and we know that what is an HTML file. Well, an HTML is going to be the base of a folder, right? So it is going to be contain all the tags, elements, pictures, image, and everything, right? It is going to be the base, it is going to be the foundation, right? For example, I just create an heading and I just say welcome, or like this. Okay, and I just right click it, open with live server. Let me see it with live server, and like here. Okay, so that's it. So that's the thing that you want to do. And what is about CSS? Well, we know that CSS is going to be the Cascadian style sheet, that it is like it is makes the web page, like our HTML page, much more beautiful, and it is going to be the styling part of our website, right? And there are multiple ways to write a CSS, and the best way to write a CSS is creating a separate file and I linking it to that. So how we can link that? Well, first let me add some styling here, body, and I just getting the entire body. So body is nothing but I just want to fetch this entire body. And people, if you don't know about HTML and CSS, I really recommend that 4 days of workshop, like 4 hours of workshop is taken in the Saturday. Okay, you can watch this workshop. That will give a clear idea, not clear idea, a Kickstarter. That is more than enough. Okay, and also there 1 hour JavaScript class is taken. That will give the whole introductory part about JavaScript. Okay, so this is today we don't have any theory part, but in that day, Saturday, 1 hour, I covered all the theory part that is essential to know and understand about what is JavaScript clear. Okay, so you can watch that 1 hour if you have whenever you have time. And if you don't watch it also, that is also fine. Whatever we're going to write, it is going to be understandable. But if you watch, that means then probably most of your doubts and your whatever you have, that's something that's stopping in your mind, it's going to be clear. Okay, you just have a look into that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just going to fetch the body and I just going to add the background color. I just add some light colors like this one, Balsamant, and I just going to save it. And you can see that it is not reflecting. Why? Because we know that this style sheet I need to link with this index.html, right? So how we can link it? Well, we can link it with, in the head tag we can use the link tag, and we can use this relationship is going to be style sheet and href is going to style.css. And once we save it, we can able to see the changes are applied, right? Same like that. So why I want to link a style sheet with the index.html? Because this is my base file and I want to style the base file only. Same like that, what is going to be JavaScript? So where I can write JavaScript? So in JavaScript also we can write, we can okay, Prabhakaran, you don't know about HTML and sorry, Pratika, you don't know about HTML and CSS. Okay, so those people who don't know about HTML and CSS and basics of JavaScript, basics of JavaScript, you don't know, that is fine. But you don't know about HTML and CSS, then highly recommend Saturday, last Saturday. Okay, 4 hours HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and React introduction is given. Those all are about Kickstarter. So that will give you an whole idea. And if you watch, that means you will get some insight of it. So HTML is nothing but it is going to be the base folder where we will have some tags, image, and everything will be there. And style is going to be the style part. We will come up with some beautiful interface. That's what we will do it. Okay. And we need to know about what is JavaScript is going to do, right? So JavaScript is going to do the interactivity. So giving life to a website, that is what JavaScript is doing. Simply for creating a JavaScript, I will explain much more deeper. So for now, I just want to write some JavaScript code. So I'm just going to create a separate file for JavaScript. whatever name that you want to name your file, you can give, but you need to end your file with the .js extension. Okay, so that is mentioning JavaScript. Okay, so now let us see what is JavaScript. So JavaScript is nothing but it is used to manipulate your web page. Okay, so what is meant by manipulating? Like it is used to change your user interface. Okay, whenever some interaction is happening, based on the interaction, it is used to change your page. An example, you can able to see theme switcher, right? Light mode, dark mode. You can see right now VS Code is in light mode, and I can able to change it to, sorry, dark mode. No one use light mode. Okay, so now I can able to change this to light mode, right? If someone clicks a button, down will come. If someone clicks again, a drop down will remove. If someone clicks an icon, so it is going to change the dark mode. If I again click it, it will change the light mode, right? So these kind of interactivity, these kind of things that is actually only with JavaScript. Okay, so when an interaction has happened, the interaction may be anything: clicking, double clicking, or hovering, dragging, zooming out. That's maybe any. That's going to be anything. Okay, we don't want to worry about. And if that interaction has happened, okay, if that interaction has happened, I need to change the user interface. So what is an user interface? An application that is built with HTML and CSS, right? So an application that is a simple static page. So right now we have only welcome and we have a background color, please, right? That's what we are having. So simply I just going to add a button, okay? A button tag. I just say click. Okay, we're going to have this one. So simply if someone clicks it, the background color need to change, or this inner HTML need to change, or this welcome all is going to, I need to change it. So that is what it is. So it is used to change the user interface, which means your HTML and CSS. That's what it is. How it is changing? Simply whenever the interaction is happening, it is going to manipulate your web page. So web page is built with HTML and CSS, right? So simply JavaScript is used to manipulate the HTML and CSS for front end. Okay, right now we're going to discuss about front end only, but we can able to use back end also JavaScript, and those kind of theory part and how it is working and everything we covered it in the Saturday workshop. I'm again repeating, it is freely available. You can have a look it for 1.5 hours. We have completed the introductory of JavaScript. Okay, you can watch it. So right now, this is what JavaScript is doing. Okay, so this manipulation is JavaScript is doing. And if my website want to be more interactive, that a customer can interact and change the user interface according to their interaction, then I need JavaScript with in my website. So without JavaScript, those interaction will not possible. Okay, so that is the first thing. And second thing, so if I want to achieve this interaction in JavaScript, what I want to learn, because if you take any programming language or any languages, that is going to like a huge version, right? So it can able to use it, we can able to use that thing, we can learn anything. Okay, the learning is never going to stop, it is going to be continue, and we're going to learn, and we need to fix it what I want to learn and what I going to learn. That's what it is. So first thing is what I going to learn. So I just want JavaScript, for my front end, which means I just want the JavaScript to manipulate my HTML and CSS. I just want that part. So what I want to learn. So that is what the basics about JavaScript. If you start with JavaScript, this is what you want to learn first. Then only you need to move on for the advanced concept, and then you need to move for the async, and then you go for the backend, and then much more things. That's what it is. Okay. So right now we're going to discuss about the front end part. So to learn a front end application, to create a static application, I just want to create an interactive application. How can I do it? So what all are the concepts that I want to learn? The concepts are going to be the basic fundamental concepts. So these concepts are common in all the programming languages, like variables, data types, functions, loops. If you take any programming languages, these concepts are going to be common. Okay. Likewise, in JavaScript also, these concepts are common. So we need to learn that concept. Why? Because we need to understand the syntax, how to write code with JavaScript. Each and every programming language have a different syntax, but the concept are going to be same one. So that is what one thing. And the second one is we need to learn about the DOM. So this is something differ from other languages. No other languages is going to have DOM and they're going to work with that. Then what is having JavaScript? What is DOM? So well, DOM is not something JavaScript. It is a web API that is browser giving to us. And with the help of this DOM only, we can able to we can able to interact with the website. We can able to make the website interactive. Okay, so that is what. So these two concepts that we're going to learn. Well, so what all are the basic concept I want to learn? Well, we need to learn about what is variables. Okay, I just write down basics only. What is variables? Okay, so you need to learn what is data types, what is functions, and you need to learn what is loops, what is iteration. Okay, so these are the basic concept, and some other things is also there, like conditional statements, and what is methods, and how to debugging things. So these all are some of the basic concepts that we need to learn. And when it comes to DOM, okay, what are the things that we need to learn is how to grab an element, DOM manipulation, how to select an element that we need to learn. We will discuss it much more deeper. Okay, so I just giving an curriculum. That's what it is. How to grab an element, how to change the inner text, how to change the text of an element, and how to change the style of an element, and how to change the what I can say attributes. Okay, that one. And some more thing is we need to learn about nodes is that. Okay, so for beginner we don't want that, and to easy understanding you can learn the and another little bit advanced. What does that means? Template literals. Template literals. That is also really helpful in DOM manipulation. That is why I'm adding here, but it is related to JavaScript. Okay. And next one, what you can, what you want to learn here is how to add a class, remove a class, and toggle a class. That's what. So these all are the major concepts that we need to learn. And once we completed this one, well, we can move on for anything. Okay, we can move on for the next step or the next. What is the next thing? This is just a start. Okay, so these are the basic things that we need to learn. Once we completed these things, and with the help of this, you can able to understand the entire application and web how it is working, and you can come up with some very good application also. If you completed this itself, okay, it's really true. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, once we're done with that, if you have time, really we will create a very good application. Okay, and that will give some very good understanding for you. Okay, so these are all the concepts that we need to learn. Okay, so let's go with the first concept in the basics, that is going to be variables. Okay, so this is the first concept that we going to learn. Let me see it. Any comment? Sir, will this bootcamp also cover async and await? Srivat sir, this is a basics bootcamp. Okay. And you will get this advanced concept. We already completed an advanced to master concept, and you will get it there. Okay. And I have 10 minutes. The attendance is not at chat. You will get the attendance. Okay. Manish, for CSS, you can have a different classes. It is not for CSS. It is for JavaScript. Okay. So that's for it. And okay, this is all our comments. Okay, so this is don't think that this is something code. Okay, these all are comment, and this will be look blurred only. Okay, but all other things will be look clear. Okay, you don't want to worry about the theme. Okay, so if I started to put light theme means I'm not able to code it. Okay, so this is just blurred. You don't want it. This is just a comment. It is to understand what we're going to learn. So now we're going to see the first concept, that is going to be variable. Okay, so to create a variable, what are all the things that we want? So first of all, what is a variable? A variable is like a container. Okay, it will store some data, information. Okay, for example, if some person is giving, if we have an input box, and in input box a person is giving his name. So what I want to do, I need to get the name and I want to store it somewhere, right? So that place is called as variable. We just store the data from where what we are getting, and we can store it. So right now we are not able to we are not able to interact with that. So to interact with the browser, we need this DOM. We need to learn about DOM. So what we're going to learn, first we're going to learn the concept, and then we're going to learn DOM, and then we're going to merge how to apply the DOM with our basic concept that we're going to do. So right now, so that is what variable is. Container to store data. That's the thing. Okay. So how can I store the data? So what are the essential things that we need? So the first thing is keyword. The first thing is keyword. So what is a keyword is? Let me discuss. And second thing is identifier. Let me discuss that also. And third one is going to be value. Okay, what I want to store. That's what it is. So these three things are important, and these three things is needed to store a data. So first thing is about keyword. Okay, so first thing is about keyword. So what is a keyword? So keywords are called as reserved words. Okay, so what is meant by reserved words? So reserved words are nothing but with the help of these keywords only, the browser is going to understand that you're going to create a variable or you're going to create a function. Like that only, with the help of this keyword only, it is going to understand. And these keywords are reserved words. For these keywords, you need to use it for what it is meant for. Okay, we cannot use it for our own purpose. It has some default meaning. For that only, we need to use it. For example, for creating a variable, we going to have three keywords. One is going to be let, var, and we're going to have const. So these all are the keywords that is used to create a variable. Okay, so these are the T types of keyword. You can use any one of the keyword to create a variable. And let me see what is the differences also later. So right now we have three keywords. That's it. So if I say let, now the browser will understand. Okay, so they used let, so they want to create a container, which means they're going to create a variable. And what is the identifier is? So the identifier is to identify the container, because if I say variables, we will create n number of variables. Okay, and we need to give a unique name to each and every variables to identify that particular container. Okay, it's like a box. You are labeling the box. That's what it is. You are giving a name to that container. So here I just going to say it is going to be f name. F name. Okay, I just give like f name. This is what my name of the container. And now what I want to store inside that container. So you just want to use equal to, that is called as assignment operator. You need to use that. And that is what identifier is. And what is the value that you're going to store? That's what's here. And basically we will get the value with the user interaction. Right now we're going to give it in manual. So what is the value I'm going to give? I just going to say the name of me is going to be Hari. I just going to tell it here. Okay. And that's it. And in, you just know the JavaScript is a loosely typed programming language. So you don't want to end a statement with a semicolon. It is not mandatory, but it is good to end a statement with semicolon. It is not a mandatory. Okay. So if you do these things, then that's it. You created a variable. The first concept is completed. That's it. Okay. So this is what a variable. Simply we created a container and we named a container as f name and we stored the value inside the container. That's what it is. That's what all about variables. Okay. But we need to see much more deeper into it, right? So first of all, let's see what is keyword. And we have discussed about what is keyword is. It is a reserved word. From we use this keyword only, the containers, the JavaScript, like the browser is going to understand what we're going to do, right? If it is a function or if it is a variable, what I want to do, they're going to understand based on this keyword only. Okay. So we have three types of keyword. One is let and one is const and another one is going to be var. Okay. So why we are having three keywords? For creating a variable, if I create a variable with const, then also it is a variable. If I create a variable with var, then also it's going to be a variable. Then why we have three keywords? Then there must be an differences is there, right? So that's why they are giving three keywords. So there is a difference is there. And for now, for understanding the basic purpose, I'm not going to explain everything about what is the difference and everything. So this comes under the advanced concept also. So right now for understanding, you can understand this var keyword is the old one. Okay, when JavaScript was introduced in 1995, from that time the var keyword is there, and it has a major issue. Okay, it has a major issue. Okay, when it comes to scoping, we are not going to discuss it now. So that issue is resolved with let and const. So it was newly introduced after 2015, that is ES6, it was newly introduced. And these keywords are the new keywords. And right now you can use let and const. Okay. But what is the word and where can I use it? And all those things is already covered in the previous 4 hours of workshop. Okay. Previous week, 4 days of workshop, it's already covered. Okay. You can have a look into that one. So right now, just remove the var and whatever you want to use, you can use let and const. Okay. That's good. And what is the difference between let and const? Okay, let me discuss that one. So before that, I need to know whether my variable is created or not, right? I need to know about whether my variable is created or not. So if a variable is created successfully, how can I know it? So that's what it is called as debugging, not to understand whether the variable is created or not. If I write some code and that is executed correctly or not, I need to check it, right? So that's what debugging is. If an error occurs, what is the problem that I was done? So I need to go to the code and I need to check it. That's what debugging is, right? So it is going to be all about writing a good code. That's what it is. And to checking whether my code is working perfectly or not. So right now I have an issue. I created a word and I need to check with whether this variable is created or not. I need to check it. So before that, next thing is we understand what is JavaScript is, right? So JavaScript is used to manipulate HTML and CSS. So for that, what we need to do, we need to link our JS file with our HTML file because it is going to be the base file. Okay, that's what it is. And you can able to link the JavaScript file in the head part also, and you can able to link it in the body part also. But it is good to link at the bottom of your body tag. Why? Because if you add JavaScript in the head tag, you can just add it, no problem with that. But you need to add with some keyword like defo. You need to add. Why means what will happens means when you are adding something in a head. Okay, so JavaScript. What is JavaScript? It is need to manipulate an HTML, CSS. In some cases, before HTML and CSS are passed down and display it in your browser, what will happen means JavaScript started to run before HTML and CSS is going to execute it. Okay, so that will cause us a problem. So that is why adding JavaScript at your bottom of the file, it's well and good. And once everything is completed, all the rendering is completed, then only your JavaScript code will be executed. That is well and good. So for that, we can add the script tag like this, src, and I say dot slash, and you can add your file. So this is what it is. So this is a tag that you want to use, and you need to link with your app.js. Okay, and you need to check whether you successfully linked or not, right? For that, you can use a browser tool. So what are the browser tool? Just right click it. You can able to see inspect. Just go for this inspect and click on this console. So this is the tool that we actually needed. And here, this is the place where we will get all the errors and all the warning messages, error messages, and debugging things, all the things that we will do in this browser tool only. Okay, so this place is called as console.log, and this place is so dynamic. Whatever you are giving here, it is going to be send the value to you. For example, if I say multiply 4 with some this kind of number, and it is giving the value to us. So whatever you are giving here, it will returns the value. It will just going to return the value to it. Okay, so that's what it is going to do. So here we can able to access, for example, right now we added our JavaScript file, right? So if I add some unknown file, like this, you can able to see an error is, you can able to easily understand, that is a red color background you will get, that is something is going to be an error. So whatever the error that we are making with our file, it will be appeared here. Basically in JavaScript, it is going to be here. And if we have to see about what is the error that we are getting, there are so much of unknown words is there, and it is saying for not found. That is a familiar word. Not found, it's saying that the particular file that I'm linking, it is not found. Okay, it is not able to serve it. So that is why. And here you can able to see which file it is the error is coming. The file the error is coming is index.html, and the line number is going to be 16. Let us come to index.html, and you can able to see the line number is going to be 16, and here is the line number that we are getting, right? So this is the line number that we are getting the error, and we need to give a right keyword. So if you add a right file, then you will not see any errors. And don't care about something that is appeared yellow color, right? This one. So this is because of the dev tools, that is I had some extension that is failed to load. That's what it is. You don't get this error. You will basically don't get this error, and you don't want to worry about this errors. Okay. So if you added your file successfully, then you can able to see it. And once you added your file successfully, now you can able to access this place in your JavaScript file. You can able to access this place in your JavaScript file. How can I access? So for accessing that, you need to use a method called console.log, and this is going to be a method. Okay, this is going to be a method, and this method is used to access this place. And whatever you are giving inside this space, it is going to be reflect in this browser too. For example, right now we say 4 multiplied by some unknown numbers, right? And if I save it, you can able to see the answer is displaying here. So with the help of this method console.log, we can able to debug our code. For example, our code is successfully written or not, our code is successfully completed or not, and whatever I return, it is successfully done or not. Like that, we can able to return. And what is the problem that we can have here? Well, I need to check whether my variable is created or not. So for that, what I can do is I can simply pass the variable name here inside this console.log. So you can notice that this is a variable name that I passed, that I created. So once I passed it, if the value is appeared in my console, then it is successfully created. If it is not appeared in my console, then it is something, it's going to throw me an error, or it is going to get me an error. That's what it is. If I solve it, you can see I'm getting the value of it, which means this variable is successfully created. This container is successfully created. What if I give some wrong name like this, and if I ask for it, you can see we are getting an reference error. So this is the first error that we are encountering, and reference error. So what is mean by an reference error? Well, a reference error is something that you are asking for, okay, but it is not existed. So you can see that fname DSC is not defined, which means you are accessing something that is not existed in the memory. So in that time, you will get this reference error. You are asking something, but I don't have anything like that. So that's what it is. So that's why you are getting this reference error. And you will, if you ask a correct one, then it will shows the value too. That's what it is. Okay. So this is called debugging. And this console.log, we will use it in all the place to check whether our code is successful or not. Or if any functionality is not working, we can put the console.log and we can execute whatever I need to execute inside this console.log, and I can able to understand whether my code is working perfectly or not. If it is not working perfectly, I can use this console.log and I can debug it. Okay, so that's what all about console.log. And you can able to see this double slash, right? So what is this? These all are comments. Okay, so comments are nothing but if you write something in comments, which means the double slash or any programming language, you commented something means it will not, that particular thing is not taken by the browser. It is not going to convert the code. So that is why I returned in basic English, right? It is not throwing any syntax error or anything like that. It is not throwing. Why? Because I commented each and every line. So those things are ignored by the browser. So these comments will be useful to work when we are working with the colleagues or peoples or that like that, or during you want to make some hints, you can use like this. Okay, to write some well structured code. That's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so right now we created a variable, we linked our app with the index.html, and we logged it here. Okay, so I think clear. Just a minute. Async and await variable in the container to store the data. Yes, good. Let and var const are 3 words. Var is not, we cannot say var is not outdated. Still var is need to be used. Okay, so if a developer is that, and if you want to use var, you need to use it. It has some use cases, but most of the cases it will not. 90% of the cases it will not. But some cases var is also mandatory to use it to work with some mind confusing functionality. Var is also needed. First one. Okay, and you will get the attendance. I already said the attendance is not delivered yet. You will get the attendance later. Okay, so you will get the attendance. So not the first attendance. It's going to be the first attendance. It will be said how to get a job in front-end developer, and which is the topic covered in JavaScript to get a job, and how to get a job in front-end developer. Like for those people who are having doubts like this one, like Abhishek is asking. Okay, so you have any career related doubts, I will share you the free 1 hour guidance by Navedu Biswasar. He has 16 years experience in this entire IT field. So he is going to give an 1 hour free career guidance class in a Zoom call, private Zoom call, 8:30 to 9:30. I will share the link. Don't worry, in Wednesday. Okay, you can ask all your doubts, and you can ask all your questions and everything related to career, like Abhishek is asking. So like that related to career, you can ask all your doubts and everything. Okay, so you will get all your answers, and you can do that. And for JavaScript and front-end developer, for my suggestion is that you need to learn React, and you need to work with React. Okay, so you need to cover, if you complete all the JavaScript basics to advanced concept means, then you need to go and learn to React, and you need to develop application in React. Then the front-end job is guaranteed. Okay, so if it is not means, then we need to think about. If you are working with core JavaScript, there is no, I cannot say no core job is available, but there is a huge demand for React developers available. So if you learn React, then that's maybe well and good. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so now let us go to the code. Okay, so let's see about what is the let and const. Okay, so var is not outdated. Var is also going to be used, but not for our case. Okay, so once we understand the use cases, then we can use var. Still, we don't want to touch it. So then the newly introduced, they say, what is the difference between let and const, right? We need to discuss about that one. So what is the difference between let and const is? So the let is going to be if you declared a variable, okay, so you just created a container and put a value inside the container. Now if you want to change the value inside the container, what you can do means in let you can able to do it. How? Simply call the name of the name of your container. It is going to be f name, okay, and put what is the name that you want to put. I just say somebody, okay, this is the name, this is the name I want to put. So now how it is going to execute? Well, if I say let keyword, a container is created, a label is pasted, f name, and a value is posted, hurry, right? And next line JavaScript is going to run. Okay, you are asking for an existing container that having f name, as your variable name. And once the f name is as your variable name, and it is going to add the next value to it. So what is the previous value that is inside this container? It is going to be removed and it is going to be added, not removed. It's going to reassign a new value to it. Okay. So now if I ask for f name, you can see the previous value is get reassigned with the new value. And now I'm getting summary, right? So this is the reassigning is possible when you create a variable with let. But when you create a variable with const, then this is not possible. This reassigning thing is not possible. If I run it, you can see another error we are encountering. So it is not a reference error, it is a type error. So what is reference error? Reference error is something not existed, but I am trying to access it. That is reference error. What is a type error? A type error is nothing but that you are violating the type of a particular keyword. Okay, that's what it is. So a const is called as constant. Okay, I'm not able to reassign the things. So here I'm violating it. So that's what it is saying, that say like your assignment to a constant variable, that is what type error is. You are changing the type of, you are trying to change the what is the type that actually the variable is built on. Okay, so you are trying to change, that is what it is going to be. Okay, so this is the second error. Okay, remember that. Okay, that is the difference between let and const. Okay, you can understand. And what are the cases I can use let? What are the cases I can use const? Well, the cases like let, it's used whenever the variable you are going to change it in the future. You can use this let variable. Okay, and it will be I get to understand when you started to write project, you will get to understand. But const or something constant data like source data, I don't want to change my data anymore. Then during that time you can use this const variable. Okay, that's what it is. We will see that where we can use it. Okay, that's the first thing. And second one is going to be identifier. Now we cleared with the keywords. Second one is going to be identifiers, naming things. And the first rule, there are several rules will be there. Just have a look at it, just search it in JavaScript identifier rules. You will get a set of rules. Okay, but the most common rules is you should not start an identifier with number. Okay, if you start an identifier with number, it will throw an error. Okay, you should start an identifier with letters only. So that is well and good. And you should not use any characters like special characters like at, ash, that kind of thing. You should not use it. So what are the symbols that are valid is $sign and underscore sign. These two signs are valid. Okay, and you should not start anything and variable with the number. Okay, so these three things that you need to note it, and you can use a number in between of thing that you can use it. And the main important thing is identifiers are case sensitive, which means what is the case that you have written, the same case only you need to use it while you are calling it or reassigning it. The same case only you need to use it. For example, like this. For example, right now, if it is f name, and you can see f is small and n is caps. And here, while I'm calling, I just say all the things are small, then it will throw me and reference error. And reference error is what? Something is not existed, I'm trying to get it. So what JavaScript is doing, a variable is created and I'm calling a different variable. It is considered as it is a different variable because this case is different and this case is different. What the letter case that you return, the same letter case that you need to follow while you are calling or reassigning or anything that you're going to work with that particular variable created. Okay, then you need to follow the same thing. First, that is the main rule. Okay, one thing. And JavaScript follows lower camel case. Okay, what is meant by lower camel case? In CSS, you can able to see each and every word is separated by a dash, right? So it's called as kebab. And likewise, JavaScript is also each and every word. It is not separated by dash. Okay, so the most common case that JavaScript follow is lower camel case, which means the first letter is going to be small and the upcoming letter is going to be caps. Okay, what is this? A first letter is going to be small letter and the next coming word is going to be in the caps letter. Okay, that's what it is. So if I want to write first name person, then I will write like this. Okay, you can follow whatever the case you like to follow, no problem in it. But if you follow this case, then it will be looks much more professional, because JavaScript programming language was written with this case. Okay, and whatever the default method that you're going to use, it is also follow the same case. And you write something similar to that, means then a thumbs up. That's what it is. Okay, so that's what's going to be, and that is why we use this case. Okay, it's called a slower camel case, and that's all about identifiers. Okay, so the second one is this equal to. We know that to assign something, that's what it is, the equal to sign is for. And what is value? So if I say value, what is the other name that I can say? I can say data, right? The information, data, or I can say much more things, right? So if I say data, is that only we going to have words? Can we have number? We're going to have numbers, right? So we also have numbers. We also have integers, floats, booleans, like so much of data are available. So much of types of data are available, right? There are several types, and those data are categorized. So that is the second topic, data and their types. That is called as data types. That's what the second category. First category is variable to store a data, and second category is what all are the types of data that are available. That's what data type is. Okay. So that is going to be our second basic fundamental thing, data types. And data types in JavaScript, each and every programming language, the data types are categorized into different, like they categorize different according to that. Okay, like this. And here the data types are categorized into two types. One is going to be primitive data types. Okay, and another one is going to be reference data type. Reference data type. Two things. Okay, and from naming itself, there is a difference is there. Okay, but right now there is two differences there based upon how they are calling the value. But right now the one difference that you need to understand is primitive data types can store only one data, one variable, one data. That's what primitive data type will store. But reference data types can able to hold list of data. It can able to hold a list of data. That's what reference data type is. Okay, and also then another difference is also that. But right now understand this one. Okay, so it is going to hold one, and this is going to hold list. Okay, so what all are the data that comes under primitive data types? So the data that comes under primitive data types of string. Okay, and we're going to have a number, and we're going to have boolean, and we're going to have number, boolean, and we're going to have a null, and we're going to have undefined, we're going to have begin, and we're going to have symbol. So these are the 7 data sets that are available, okay, for primitive data type. Among the 7, these two, begin and symbol, are newly introduced. It don't have any use case, okay. So just introduced now only. So in future you will get any use cases available, you have it. But if I say no use cases, mean it's just simply no. We know what is the purposes, but we are not used that much, okay, in our real applications. But these 5 things, this is we will use more. Okay, this 5 things more, and this is not having the use cases, but it has why it is introduced. It has some meanings, and they have introduced it, and we will discuss that also. Okay, when it comes to reference data type, the only one data type in reference is object. Okay, so this is the only one data type that is available in objects. Okay, and we have one more, that is going to be array. But array is not an separate data type. Remember that array is not a separate data type. Array is a special type of objects. Object is the data type, reference data type. Array is belongs to object. Okay, array is a special type of an object. Okay, and this comes under also reference data type. Okay, then why we are discussing array and object differently? Well, object is having whole use cases, same like that array is also going to have very huge use cases in JavaScript. So that is why it has, every time everyone is teaching, they will teach it separately. But the thing is, array is a data type. It is a special type of, and one of the type of object only. Okay, it is a special type of an object. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, how to know this higher order and callbacks, call stack, hoisting, hope method. Abhishek, these concept is already taken in the previous classes, previous week, 4 days of workshop. These concept is already taken. Most of the concept that you are asking for, what is higher order function, what is callback function, what is hoisting, what is scope. 4 days we discussed about this concept only. You can watch that. That is already available. Previous week, okay, previous week it is already available. Use in English for explaining. Ardhya, I can able to. First thing, I don't know Hindi. The second thing is most of the people they are also watching from different of the states. Like, so I need to communicate with them. So the first thing is about, it's all about English. That's the main thing. Okay, so that's what it is. Before learn JavaScript, then start. Yeah, that is well and good. You need to learn JavaScript. Once you learn the basics and everything, then only you need to go for the React. Okay, you don't jump into React first of all, then you will get confused. Okay, subset. Okay, first thing. So this is what it is. These are the type of data types. Okay, so first of all, let's see what is string. What is string? Okay, so what is going to be a string? A string is nothing but sequence of characters. It is going to be sequence of characters. So what is meant by sequence of characters? So all the the words, letters, everything is a sequence, right? It's just characters. So if you are combining those letters into a word, that is a sequence of characters. That's what it is. It's simply a word. Okay, that's what it is. And while we are writing a string, the basic rule is, if you are writing a string, then it should be wrapped with, the data should be wrapped with double quotes or single quotes or backticks. Okay, you should be wrapped with. Okay, so then only that is considered as data. If you are not wrapped with, then it's considered as a variable. You can see this is a string data type and this is a variable. Okay, so the difference between this is, it is wrapped with double quotes and single is a value, and if you don't wrap it means then it is considered as a variable. Okay, so you need to wrap it. Okay, that's what it is. You just want to enclose with single quotes and double quotes. That's what it is. So for example, let str equal to, you can simply say so. Simply, this is a string, and now I need to know whether it is, what is the data type of the thing. There is a two way that you can able to understand. One is with the help of VS Code. You just hover over to this your variable. It will tell what is the data type that it belongs to. Str, and you stored a data type that is going to be string. You can see this one. This is an easy way to do it. And we have a default operator that is going to be the type of operator. So with the help of this type of operator, you can able to see what is the data type of a variable. It is used to find what is the data type of a variable. Okay, that's what it will do. How can we use it? Well, right now I just going to ask what is console.log if str is created or not. I'm asking for it. Yes, hello world is created. That means the variable is successfully created because we matched all our requirements. And before this, I just going to use type of. Just give a space. You can see a different color, right? Type of a space and type of a variable. Okay, what is the type of this variable? Now it is going to tell me what is the variable type. Okay, whether it is a string or whether it is going to be a number, it is going to be telling me. You can see we are getting string. So the type of operator, it is going to return the data type of a variable. That's what it will do. So that is why here we are doing that. So we just say type of, tell the what is the variable type. It is going to tell the string data type. That's what it is. Okay, and let me discuss about the two more things, and we will see about null and undefined begin and symbol in the next upcoming classes. Let us go for numbers. Okay, and here one more thing you need to notice, when it comes to string, okay, even though you return something in number, something like this, but it is wrapped, it is enclosed with the double quotes and single quotes, still it is considered as string only. Okay, remember that whatever you're going to enclose with the double quotes, single quotes and backticks, even though it's a number, even though it's a boolean, even though it's anything, even though it's going to be a variable, anything that you're going to enclose, that data type is going to be string only. Okay, so you can able to use string methods and everything only. You should not use any other thing. Okay, so it is going to be a string only if you enclose it with the double quotes or single quotes or anything. That's what it is. Okay, that is going to be the first one. And the second one is going to be, just say str. Okay, it is going to be a number. What is the second data type? It is going to be a number. So Here in JavaScript, everything is a number. If it is a float, number. If it is an integer, number. If it is negative, that is also number. Neutral, number. Everything is a number. Okay. We don't have separate integer, floats like that. Everything is a number. For example, if I say 23, it is a number. If I say 2.3, that is a number. 0.23, that is also a number. Okay. So simply console.log, I just say type of num. Okay, we're going to see number. If I give a float value, number. If it is a negative value, number. If it is a whole, integer, anything, it is going to be a number only, no different splitting. That's what it is. But the only thing is, you should not enclose a number with this double quotes or single quotes. If you do that means, then it is a string. That's the thing. Okay. Okay, and you should not, you don't want to use any supersets before this. Okay, you should not want to define anything, because JavaScript will automatically understand. If you return a string, if you return a number, it is automatically understand. It is called as type conversion, type conversion, and just going to automatically understand. You don't want to tell it is an integer, it is a number, like that. You don't want to tell it anymore. Okay, so that's the thing. And second one is going to be, third one we're going to discuss is about Boolean. So the Booleans are basically used while comparing values. Okay, comparing values. This time it will be used. So it will like true or false, true probability cases. Okay, 5 is greater than 6, true or false. It will, if it is true, then that value is Boolean. That's what it is. For example, I say const, I just say bool equal to false. It has two values only, one is false and one is true. And I just say console.log. And if I see what is type of bool, I say Boolean. And if I use any comparison operator, 6 is less than 8. If I ask for it, yes, Boolean, because it is returning 6 is less than 8, yes, it's true. And it is going to tell that value. If I remove this, you can see it is true. Add this, so that value is a Boolean value. So this is what these three data type is. Okay. Okay, so that's what this data type is. Let me see about null also, no problem. Okay, so what is null? So null is nothing but, like, I have a variable and I want to purposely make the variable as empty. Okay, so just imagine you go for a blood test and you done a blood test. Okay, and in a particular column they mentioned as null, and we have an empty space. Okay, so null, what is the meaning of null? That is also empty, and we have an empty space. Okay, two columns is there. One is filled with null and another one is empty space. Okay, so that null, meaning of null is also empty, and also the empty space is also empty, but they are not both same. Why? Because when they return null, they are purposely making that value as null, right? They are purposely, if someone comes and in future try to change it, before the value is null, now only it is changed. Okay, so the value is null, the space is occupied, it is occupied with the value null. They are making it purposely, but this space is empty, right? So it is empty, anything I can fill, maybe later or maybe sometimes later I can fill it. So there is a difference between them. So that is what null is. Null is making things purposely, making I want to that variable as null. I want that particular variable to be occupied and I just want to give the value as null. Okay, so that is what null is. Okay, so simply you can just simply say console.log. Okay, and we will type, and I just say let a equal to null. So I'm making purposely this variable as null, and let us say a. And if I ask for it, you can see we are getting null. But if I ask for type of a, most probably just imagine we asked for type of Boolean, it is give me Boolean. If I asked for type of a number, it is give me number. If I asked for type of a string, it is give me string, right? But probably if I want to, null is also a data type. If I asked for a type of null, then it should return me null only, right? So that is the logic, right? But if I run it, you can see it is producing me object. What is the data type of a null? I'm asking for it. It is giving me object. You can able to see that, right? Something weird, right? Why it is giving object? And what is object? And we discussed what is object is, right? Object is comes under reference data type, but a null is comes under primitive data types. There is a huge difference between categorize them also. Then why JavaScript is having this object, and why the null data type? If I check for the data type of a null, it is telling me that object. Why it is having that? We need to understand, right? So that's what your work is today. have a research in that what is why this null is having object data type. Okay, so we will going to debug in the next class. In the tomorrow's class, we're going to debug that why this or null is going to be object, and other concept also we're going to discuss it. So if you want to look into why the data type is null, have a look into that one. Okay, so this is going to be that. That's all about today. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Okay, and I will share you the attendance. Be in the line. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so the attendance form is shared. Okay, so in the chat box, the attendance form is shared. You can just fill it, and once you fill it, just tell it in the chat box that you have completed. Just tell it in the chat box once you filled it means. Okay, so an advanced JavaScript is enough to build an website. See, with the basic JavaScript, you can able to create a website. Okay, so the advanced concepts are coming under web app creation. So once you want to create something progressive web apps, you need to understand the conceptual concepts, right? So that's what for creating website you can go with that advanced concept is more than enough. Okay, but when it comes to web application that you want to create a software, that you want to work with some softwares, okay, then you need to learn much more deeper, go deeper, you need to learn it. Okay, so websites are very simple. You're just creating an website. So the most case, what is the website is about? You need to work with an email automation. You need to work with some little bit the CRUD operation in database, and you need to work with something like that. You need to work with that, right? So it's a very basic thing. So for that, you don't need that much of huge JavaScript is also required. Okay, there are so much of libraries and repository that is available that will help you. And you can, if you understand the basics and advanced, you can able to easily work with those repo, and you can create a website. But when it comes to softwares, let us imagine like you want to create a softwares like Trello, or you want to create like a streaming application. That is much more harder to create a streaming application, but you can try it. You can try that one like that. So if I want to create a software, then this advanced concept you need to deep dive, because the system design principle that is behind that, it will ask you to learn more, because how well you are using those functions and everything, that much the optimization code will be there, and that much your software comes very beautiful. Okay, but website you can go with basics itself. You just want to understand simple thing. That's what it is. Okay, first thing. Okay. Okay, so the next second one, let me so I think people ask you about the free career guidance section, like if you have any doubts, what I can learn and what I want to learn, where I want to learn, what is the concept that you want to learn, and that thing you can attend the free which one like free 8:30 to 9:30. Okay, 8:30 to 9:30 Wednesday in private Zoom. Okay, so in private Zoom you can ask your doubts, and Nabita Biswasar will help you regarding your career guidance. So for that link, let me give me a second. Let me give me a second. I just yeah. Yeah, this one. So here you can able to see the interaction, what it is going to session for my person stay with them. Like it is only for it is available before the paid bootcamp learners, they will use it. Right now it is for free for everyone. You can use it. Okay, so this Wednesday classes you can use it. In the Wednesday you will get to know. You can ask your all your doubts. A free consultant. If you want to use it, you can use it. You can register via this link, and you can tell your what you just timing, and just join the Zoom link, and you can just talk with Ravi Biswasa. Okay, and if you want to further communicate, and you want to further communicate with the TWD team and all, then you can probably join this WhatsApp group, and you can ask all your doubt in this WhatsApp group. Okay, so there are three links. First one is your attendance. Don't forget to fill it, because based on if you fill the attendance, then you will get the certification. 4 days you need to fill it. First one. And second one is about if you have any career related doubts, you can just register for this account. You will get a Zoom link 8:30 to 9:30 Wednesday. You will ask all your career guidance. Or if you forgot to register and you need to further communicate with TWT, you can just use this last WhatsApp link to join into that group, and you can ask all your doubt there. And a person, a team manager will be there, and he or she will be help you. Okay, you can just join through this link, and you can just ask all your doubts there. Okay, so that is a team also, and you can communicate with all other teams also, but only share something related to web dev. Okay, not other any promotions. It will be, you will be get removed from the group suddenly. Okay, so that's what all about. And just find out why the JavaScript null having the data type of an object. Very interesting story will be there. Just have a look into that. Okay, we will see tomorrow. Bye, thank you all.